Hi, my name is Maggie Varney, and I'm the founder and CEO of Maggie's Wigs for Kids of Michigan. Today we're going to do some instructions and how do I take care of my wig. So in your kit, everything that you receive is your mannequin head. So when your wig is wet, it goes on your drying rack. When it is dry, it goes on your mannequin head. It doesn't just get thrown on the nightstand. And you'll receive a clamp, is called a wig clamp, just like Miss Maggie's, that I use when you guys are here and I'm working with you. And it just clamps onto the edge of your dresser or nightstand, and then this moves and you can adjust it when you're styling your wig. That is part of your kit as well. You know, when you lose your hair, you also lose 40% of your body heat out the top of your head. So we provide you with what we call a sleep cap. And this is how you wear it. And it's a t-shirt material and it's real comfy. You just throw it in the wash. I was speaking of the drying rack earlier. This is a great little tool for not only to put it on whenever your wig is wet. Wet could mean from being out in the rain. It could mean from being out in the heat outside, or washing the wig, either one. But it's also a great traveler. So if by chance you have to go in the hospital and stay overnight, you don't have to take your mannequin head. You can take your drying rack with you. And remember, I always tell you guys, the heart is on the inside. So this steps right in here and pops together. It's real easy. You'll see we also have this little, it's called a fishnet wig cap. When your hair is falling out, it gets all over everything. Sometimes just wearing that, when the hair loss starts, it prevents from getting all over your bedding, and also it keeps your wig cleaner longer. So, and this is your shampoo and your conditioner that you'll need to use. And it says for human or synthetic wigs, not for your own hair. This is strictly a wig shampoo. And these are your T-pins, and you'll see what Miss Maggie does with those. We use that to hold the wig on the mannequin head securely. And this is a chin strap. When we use our chin strap, this is a great little tool, because whenever you're working with the wig and you're using it on yourself, it's kind of, you know, sometimes the wig will move around. So if you put your little chin strap on and it just clips on to each side of the wig and holds the wig in place, then you could style your wig and you could make it, put it in a ponytail, or you can braid it. So this is a great little tool to have. And then you get your comb and brush, of course. This is a special kind of comb. It's called a detangler comb, because what you do not want to happen is with your wig, you don't want to rip the cap. If you rip the cap of the wig, that will affect the hair, obviously, and then sometimes we cannot repair that. Same thing when you're using thermal heat, which means a curling iron, flat iron on the wig. You don't want to put it right against the cap, because if you do, you burn a hole in it, then the wig is ruined. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So with your detangler comb, it just glides right through the hair. And if you get a snarl, you lay it down and you comb it from the bottom up, and it's much easier. You also receive a brush, and it has the little knobs on the ends to keep it from ripping the cap as well. So you just brush this. It can be wet or dry. It's called a wet or dry brush. Again, if there's a snarl, you lay it down and you gently brush from the bottom up. And you don't have to worry about ripping or ruining your wig, because that can happen. And we certainly don't want that. We're gonna wash this with you and just show you how easy it is. It only takes a few minutes, but the cleansing instructions are very, very important. So you wanna make sure you turn the wig inside out, because the soil, the sweat, the perspiration, the medication, it all comes out through your skin, which is your scalp. That all gets into the cap, and then eventually, if you don't wash the wig, the cap will rot. So you want to wash your wig. If you wear it every day, you want to wash your wig about every 14 wears. Okay, there we go. So we're going to wet it down, and we're going to use tepid water, which means not too hot, not too cold. So when we're shampooing it, we focus on the cap. When we condition it, we focus on the hair. Each hair is hand tied and sewn in to this cap. If you just take a ton of conditioner and put it all over the cap, it loosens the knots and the hair can slide out, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to take our shampoo, and you take a generous amount because remember, you're only doing this every 14 wears. So it's not like ourselves where we do it every day. So you use a pretty generous amount. Lather it up in your hands, and then you pick your unit up and you hold it by the front and you just massage it. You don't scrub because that will cause the hair underneath to mat and tangle, and it's difficult to get untangled. So you just massage it. And I go back and forth about 3-4 times and get all that oil and medication and everything out of there. Now you notice I've done nothing with the hair yet. Then I turn it back the other way and I go down the shaft. Just down the shaft, I'm just getting the suds out of the hair, out of the wig. So I'm just kind of, and as you're doing that, you're actually cleansing the hair. Turn it back, rinse the inside of the cap first, and you want to rinse that well. You don't want to leave any soap residue in there, and you also want to make sure it's clean. As you can see now, I turned it at the right way. It was inside out. Now I turned it back so we can rinse all the soap out of the hair until the water runs clean. Once the water runs clean, then you know you've got all the soap out of there, and you can take your conditioner. Again, you know, people will say, how much should I use? Well, it's a pretty generous amount, more than you would normally use, probably on your hair, but you also don't do it very often, so it takes a little more. You gently just work it through, and I'm often asked, can I just put my wig on my head and wash it when I'm in the shower? No, you can't, because if you did, you wouldn't get the cap clean. And it's very important because that's the part that causes the problem. If it rots, then the hair starts to fall out of it. So now I still have the conditioner in there. I'm going to take it over to my work area, and I'm going to comb the conditioner through, because you think, oh well, I got it all over. But where it gets matted and tangled usually is underneath. So I turn the cap looking up at me, I hold the hair, and I start from the bottom up, and I comb the conditioner through to make sure that I get nice even distribution of the conditioner. So you comb it with your wide tooth comb, and you can see how the comb glides through, and whenever it tangles up like this, I gently hold it, get the tangles out. Because if you rip at it and force it, when you pull that hair out, you can see there's no hair in my comb. When you rip at it and force it, you pull the hair out, it doesn't grow back. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. The wig should last you looking really, really good at least a year. If you shampoo it and condition it like Ms. Maggie's showing you right now, and take care of it, it's a beautiful unit. So you see, I don't wring it. You don't want to wring it and twist it because you'll stretch the cap. So once I do that, then I wrap it in a towel. I fold it in half, and then I wrap it in a towel, just like this, and then I take it back over here and I knead it like bread. I just kind of like try to get as much of the moisture out as I can. Because if it's real wet and it's long and you put it on that drying rack, the cap is going to stretch. So you want to get out as much moisture as you can. Let it dry overnight. So I put it on the drying rack, and you'll notice that, you know, it may have a little bit of body to it. Look, this has a little bit of wave to it, which is nice. because our hair donors donate all types of hair. So when I pick the wigs, I look at your texture, your length, your color, but the caring for it is one of the most important components, because it doesn't matter how good it looks when you walk out the door if you can't repeat it at home. And that's my goal, is to help you with that. I would put it on the drying rack. If it's really long, I'll put a towel down, so if it's too wet. That's if you're gonna dry it, leave it overnight. Then the next day, we'll say it's dry. You put it on your mannequin head. This is Miss Maggie's blockhead, but you put it on your mannequin head. And you put a T-pin in the front and back, like the ones I showed you. Then I section it. I spray it with the thermal guard that I give you guys in your kit that you get your styling products. And then you can take a flat iron or a curling iron and you can style it. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to do a styling video next. So thank you for coming by today. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to call Wigs for Kids. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.